And go.
Welcome to episode 395 of the Cigar Hustler podcast. Hello, Michael.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm fantastic.
Can you get a little more energy, please? A little
You're
more
the
up.
energy. I'm counting on you to
Why
bring
do I
the
have to be the energy?
I will bring the energy. Don't you worry.
Oh.
I will deliver.
So what do we got going on here soon?
As far as what aspect, Michael?
Oh, well, on July 15th, I'll be on Deep Cuts Live with Antoine Reed from the PCA.
Oh.
And then on July 19th, you'll be doing a cut and light at Ramsey Smoke Shop from 3 to 7 p.m. in Minnesota.
That's
Excellent.
nice.
I'm very excited to go to Minnesota.
It's cold. I guess not this time of year.
No, it's not
cold?
cold right now.
Not this time of year.
I'm wondering what it looks like in the evening, so I'll probably have to bring a sweatshirt.
Maybe
No,
at night.
Yeah.
This time of year is perfect.
Is it?
Yeah.
Perfect for us.
I went in the wintertime. It sucked.
Oh, yeah, I'm not doing that.
You should do How About That Cigar while you're there.
Like a live, but they do record on Mondays.
I'm sure we can get them to do a special episode for you.
I'll text Matt.
All right. And then at the end of the month, here at Cigar Hustler, we're doing an Espinosa event
Yeah?
Oh.
on the 25th.
Of July?
Yeah, that will be the end of the month.
And we don't know if Eric will be here or not.
We don't know all the details yet because we let Greg in charge.
And whenever Greg's in charge,
We'll find out on the 24th.
it's a glacial pace.
Right.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay.
All right, this past
Whoa.
week. What?
Before we go any further, what do you think of my shirt?
I have that in a little bit.
All right, I'll shut up then.
No, go ahead and do it.
No, you haven't punched in. I don't want to mess up your
All right,
rotation.
this past weekend, we had an opportunity to do a special interview with Mr. Skip, a.k.a. Chip Martin.
We did.
Wow, thanks.
Yeah. And, well, okay. You got more to
We
Well,
did.
you have to let me know if you want me to speak.
Well, when I look at you, speak.
That
Oh.
doesn't. Okay.
That means I'm not looking at the monitor.
Oh, okay. So at that point, I need to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a fantastic interview. It wound up being 2 interviews,
Two shows.
kind of
We
tied
got
into one.
2 shows worth
No,
of
I'm talking now. Fuck you.
I didn't look. I'm not
I
looking
don't
at
care.
you. I was looking over here now.
You looked at me before.
Look away. Look away.
Yeah.
When I look away, you stop talking.
Oh, is that how that works?
That's the way it works
Okay.
now.
Yeah, we did 2 interviews. This is me shutting down.
We got one regular. We got one regular show, and then if you want to hear Skip,
Here's what we're doing for the Patreon.
thank you.
Throw that at you.
That's later too. If you want to hear true Skip Martin fashion, you got to join our Patreon show to hear the second show.
Yeah, check out. Listen to both. They're both very good. Unfortunately, and fortunately, the second half of things is really where Skip kind of opened up about some stuff. So we decided to hold that back and release it for the Patreon
Right.
and see exactly what Skip said. So
When you got
Nice.
towards the end of the first show, Greg
Yeah.
came over and whispered in my ear, "Don't turn off the recording."
yeah, that was smart.
That was smart.
Yeah, I thought you did shut it off.
No,
Yeah. So now we're having 2
I
episodes.
just had to cut some dead stuff out of the middle.
Yeah. Okay. What are we doing for the Patreon?
I don't know. Show us.
I'm gonna show.
We got cigars from Mr. Fran Soletto when he came to the event. Brought us these lovely
the
sticks.
Crusher.
He wanted us to review
see
these
that?
on the Patreon.
Boots.
It's probably out of
No,
focus.
down. Back.
It's got to be even with your face. Your face is focused.
Back. There you go.
What is it?
So we don't know what the cigar is.
I didn't bother to look. He told me, but there was so much going on that night.
It's a Rodriguez.
There it says on the back.
Rodriguez.
Primera.
Where does it say
Place?
Rodriguez?
On the band.
Oh, it says Key
I
West.
can barely see
On
the
the
band.
right. On the right
Rodriguez
side.
Familia Class.
For those of you at
Primera
home,
class.
that is Rodriguez family class.
class.
First class. Oh, not
First
familiar?
class.
First?
Primera. Yeah.
All right, Michael, we need a name.
Ooh. Oh. Hold on.
Now he's rushing.
Tyler Caldwell.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
I like how he goes bing bong.
Let me tell you what this weighs in before I light it up, by the way. 11.7 grams.
11.7.
Yep.
Boots, can you scribble that down over there?
Yeah, sure.
I'll remember it.
Thanks. All right, this is episode 395, TikTok Trials and Tobacco.
Ooh, okay.
This week, we covered TikTok's new U.S. app rollout, Elon Musk surprises launch of a third political party, and the One Taste founders. We cut that story out. And UFC is planning a event on the grounds of the White House.
America.
Oh.
We
That sounds
also
cool.
break down the Diddy trial verdict and big changes in the cigar world.
If you look at the last episode, I told you he was going to walk.
You told us he was going to walk first time we talked about it.
Yeah. I'm so smart.
Big changes in the cigar world from new
We
leadership.
still haven't talked about the shirt.
Oh, I did my head. Well, let me finish the little intro, and then we'll do the shirt.
Oh, I got
You
that.
threw it off.
You did say you got
He's
it.
looking at me now.
Palmer.
I
need
did
to
say I
talk.
got it.
Yeah.
New leadership of PDR and Maya Selva to fresh releases like Hooten Young's Midnight Hammer. Plus, What's the Score returns with reviews of the Tatuaje Especials and Island Gym Barber Pole #2. But before we get started, Mikey, what are you wearing?
Ooh, I am wearing the new Cappuccino Assassinino shirt.
Oh,
Compliments.
Cappuccino Assassinino?
Have you ever heard of Italian brain rot?
No.
no, I haven't either. So I guess this is a thing?
This is a thing for the kids. Yeah, my kids tell me about. They go, "Oh, Cappuccino Assassinino." I'm like, "What the hell's that?" And it's
I
like,
thought you came up with this.
yeah, no, I did not come up with this.
Are the kids, do they drink cappuccinos now?
I know they say a bunch of ridiculous things that are Italian, like bombadillo crocodillo, which is like a bombing plane and a crocodile that's kind of morphed into one.
Is this like off a game or is this just like something they're doing?
I think that it's on Roblox as well, and
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know all the details.
Is this a copyrighted thing?
I have no idea. I'll let you know later.
when we get
the cease and desist.
Oh. Did you make the image, or
I made this image. Yes.
Oh, okay, so
I made this
we
image.
didn't take somebody's image and put a little P on it.
No, I made this image. I gave him a little Postania logo on his suit. And they are available at chpod.com for a limited time.
Now it makes more sense. I just thought you just liked cappuccino.
No, but I thought it was badass.
It's a nice looking shirt. Yes, it's very nice.
Yeah.
And that comes in just the heather gray color.
Yep, just a gray. Trying to mix it up a little bit,
Sure, give them assortment of shirts. Everybody
Yeah.
doesn't wear black every single day.
Keeping it fresh.
Right.
If it was what Mikey liked, it would be called Nitro Assassinino.
Nitrella Assassinino? What's that?
Well, you like the nitro coffee.
Yeah, it's true. I
Isn't
do like
nitrile an actual
I
thing?
do like the nitro cold brew. What's that?
Is nitrile, isn't that an actual thing? It sounds like a pill or something.
I don't know.
It's definitely a coffee.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
All right, ready to get started?
I am. I think we've covered everything at this point.
Boots, are you ready over there?
Well, Ben ready.
Let's go.
The UFC plans to host a fight card on the White House grounds. A spokesperson for the promotion confirmed to NBC News on Friday. Further details were not available, but President Donald Trump said he would like it as part of a celebration honoring America's 250th birthday on July 4th, 2026. We're going to have a UFC fight on the grounds of the White House, Trump said, in Des Moines, Iowa on Thursday. Oh, I guess he was in Iowa. We have a lot of land there. Oh, thank you, Donald. He
Fight's
said
going to be in Iowa?
no, he was in Iowa, and he announced the information.
Ah, okay. What was that?
My Siri went off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
interesting.
completely confused at this point.
He's in Iowa. He's talking about doing
He's
a
in
fight.
Iowa.
the
He's
White
giving a
House.
speech, and somebody asked him. He goes, "Yes, we're doing a UFC fight."
Right.
What's up, QB?
Yeah, I didn't know why you said there was a lot of land there. That's where I got confused.
He says there's a lot of land at the White House where they can have the fight.
Oh, okay.
He
Yeah.
expects the card to include
He got a big yard,
right. He's
Yeah.
got a big
A
front
big
and
yard.
back.
Yeah.
They can have it in the Rose Garden.
I mean, this is pretty cool, actually.
It includes a fight in front of 20,000 to 25,000 people.
Wow.
Every one of our national parks, battlefields, and historic sites are going to have special events in honor of America's 250th birthday. And I even think we're going to have a UFC fight, Trump said. It's not clear how far along planning for the event is or how definite it is that it will actually happen. And the UFC spokesperson said more details would be released in due time. Former two-division champion Conor McGregor, who has not competed since 2021, said on his social media he's interested in returning to the White House event. I would be honored, he wrote. Count me in.
Okay. Do you think this is a good idea? Let's start there.
I have some more information, but that's okay.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
No.
No, let's hear the rest.
All right, Trump is close friends with UFC President Dana White, who has appeared at his campaign rallies immediately after winning the 2024 election. Trump brought White on stage to thank him for his efforts in helping him get reelected. So this is just a payoff.
Do you think this
Dana
is a
White.
good idea?
I don't know, and I don't think they should be at the White House.
You don't think it should be at the White House?
No,
Why not?
I think the White House needs to stay the White House. I mean,
Like what?
that's America, but I don't know. Just would it be different to you if it was a WWE? Would that?
Like blowjobs at the Oval Office type stuff? Is
No, that's
they just
inside.
wanna-
They don't do that on the outside
Oh,
grounds.
okay.
That's just in the inside.
So only insides. Only inside.
That's only inside stuff.
Only inside
It's only inside stuff.
shenanigans.
Right.
Would I care if it was a WWE thing?
Instead, well, you haven't said if you're for or against it anyway, so it's not a question to ask yet.
Yeah.
But
It's
no,
true.
I don't. I think
haven't
it's a little
answered yet.
tacky to have that at the White House.
You think it's tacky?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's one step away from having gladiators now.
Which would be even doper.
I mean, they could, right? They could announce, midway to next July that it's to the death. Now we've decided.
And no, well, if they get Conor McGregor, it's not going to be to the death.
Yeah.
Well,
you
no,
can't
maybe
kill
his
him.
isn't, but they might have just one. Let's test it and just have one fight to the
Ooh,
death.
like criminals that are
Some lesser known people.
like death row people. Like people are on death row.
You know what they could do? Running Man's getting to be re-released.
Yeah.
They redid it. They could do a Running Man one, and then they can get them to help pay for
The
it.
Running Man now, the new movie looks a little different than the old one.
Same idea, though.
And this is how it would go. And here now, Tim Williams versus Cody Blair. And you're like, who the hell are these people? To the death. And then everybody cheers. Yes.
I think that'd be amazing. So, are you for or against, sir? The
No, I'm definitely for.
you're
He
definitely
wants the
for.
gladiators. He's up for that. He
Yeah, I
wants to the
think.
death.
Well, okay, let's think about this, right? One, there is an issue with this.
Okay.
Security,
Yeah.
right? That's definitely an
That's
issue.
the first thing I thought of too.
Right.
Okay.
It's definitely an issue. But this is one of the most prolific pieces of property of all time, right?
Yeah.
The White House.
Okay.
And now you're having an event here for the birthday,
Yep.
right? And you're going to have everybody all over the world watching this period
Mm-hmm.
because it's just at the White House. It's not just because it's UFC. I mean, UFC is already big to begin with. But this is going to help out UFC. This is going to help out America as well because everybody's going to come together and watch this situation.
It's going to be a pay-per-view. It's got to be.
I'm sure it will definitely be a paid thing.
So I understand how. I understand it helps UFC. I mean, they'll sell the thing out if there is a sellout on pay-per-view. I don't know how that works, but I don't know how that helps America.
But I will say, too, kudos to Dana White for making a situation like this happen.
Yeah.
You know, as you got.
Well, we don't know if it happens yet. but
well, if it
yeah,
does,
the
you know,
possibility of it.
You know, like somebody like okay, we look at the big guys like Roger Goodell and not David Stern, but
Howard Stern.
no, who's the new guy for the NBA? The commissioner.
Cooper Flag.
No, the commissioner. I'm sorry,
Oh,
not David Stern.
Cooper Flag. Who is
Anyways, the commissioner of the
he's
NBA.
the first. He's the draft. The Duke guy.
Adam
Adam
Silver.
Silver.
There you go. So
That guy's terrible.
right, so you got these two other guys though, right? These big organizations, and really, truthfully, UFC is smaller than these two other organizations, right? I would think so.
Okay, you think UFC is smaller than basketball, but what's the other organization?
NFL.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I would say they're
yeah,
smaller.
it's smaller than.
My little bit of knowledge from sports, I would say UFC is smaller than football and basketball.
It's definitely smaller than both of those.
Yeah.
Right.
for sure.
Sure.
So kudos to this guy for making it happen. I mean, why didn't the other guys try this?
Yeah, like the NBA Finals.
Well,
in,
have they
on the White
donated
House.
money and supported Trump?
Well, you know,
I'm sure somebody did.
I don't know. You know, just kind of looking at it from a bird's eye view. Yeah, I think that this is pretty cool. I think it's interesting. I think it's fun and exciting. I'd love to see Conor McGregor be part of it because he's definitely sells the most tickets
Of
for
course,
sure.
yeah.
Is there's a stadium in Washington somewhere, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't they just have it there?
No,
and make it part of
where's the fun
celebration?
in that?
I think the only thing could have been better is Connor versus Sugar Shane.
Sugar Sean,
Sugar Shane.
he's done.
Oh,
He
Well, they
lost.
bring it-
He
they bring
lost
him
this
back?
guy twice. He's
Well, Connor snapped his ankle or something. Has he fought since then?
no, but
or maybe bring back like Ken Shamrock.
and
Everybody's
I
gonna be
think,
yelling, "Sweep the
I
leg,
think him
Johnny,
and
sweep
Sugar
the
in
leg."
two different weight classes too. But
Everybody yells, "Sweep the leg, Johnny! Sweep the leg!"
I think it'll be good.
Palmer, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm kind of excited about it. I think it'd be fun to see. You know, I don't care who's in the office.
Yeah,
It means nothing to me. Like, make a spectacle.
Well, I don't care if it's anything obviously.
No,
but
I
they're
mean,
making
like-
I think they're making a spectacle of the White House.
Now I think that's. I don't see the issue with that. I think that's fine. Now, like the cologne and all this other crap, I'm like, all right, dude. Like, give it a rest.
They have another cool situation where they do a location sporting event. I don't know if you guys have ever watched the basketball game that gets played on the ship, on the Navy ship.
What?
Yeah, they play. It's usually college, and they play a game on a aircraft carrier. They
really?
they had to lay down a wood floor and everything because those things are all movable.
Right.
So they lay down the wood floor and everything, and then all the people in they go out to sea,
Yeah.
and all the people on the ship get to watch the game.
That's pretty
So,
cool.
so you never saw a game though.
No.
yeah, you never saw him. You didn't get on the boats.
Do they still do that, or was that a one-time
No,
thing?
they still do that.
How do they keep the ball from going off the edge of the boat?
No, they don't. They just have extras.
Oh, so it is.
Yeah,
I'm
if
sure there's method.
If it rolls off, they
You,
just
you
get
don't
it.
really try to get it back in bounds at that point.
No, it's like out of bounds. All right,
10 points out of bounds.
we need another ball.
The ball on forward because he went over after the ball.
I mean, like the aircraft carrier is huge.
Oh,
yeah,
well, I
that's-
understand that.
So I don't think
But balls bounce.
sure
It could happen.
it could happen.
It's possible.
Yeah. If the ball goes overboard, would you jump and save it?
No,
No, definitely not.
it's just a basketball.
That's where you draw the line.
At basketballs.
Other people's kids and basketballs.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. That is a callback, folks, to last week's show.
Yeah, no, I'm for it. I think it'd be cool. And to answer your question, if it was WWE, I think that'd be cool too.
Oh, it'd be better.
Why would that not be okay?
I don't know. I just don't think that's a thing you should do at the White House.
WWE?
Well, WWE is all scripted, so I mean, why they just at that point why they just do concerts and plays at the White House?
Wait,
If there was a big enough track sequence, could you do like a pay-per-view of a...
Sure, they do pay-per-view concerts.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah, they have like
the
Taylor
Beatles, they
Swift.
get whoever's left in the Beatles to come back, and then they do a Beatles reunion on the lawn of the White House.
Okay.
Obviously, you like the Beatles.
No, it's just the first group I thought of because he mentioned the Beatles.
I think that'd be
last week.
fine. For celebration, the 250th year.
Yeah,
Look, you got to do some crazy stuff, man. You got to mix it up. Let's go.
man, a WWE pay per view at the White
Yeah,
House.
yeah. You know what? Like
The Rock
you know
versus
what?
Stone Cold.
Here's the thing.
They're both
I'll
out.
tell you what. Intertwine the two. Title championship for UFC, right?
Yes.
And then like have Roman Reigns come out and hit him with a steel chair or something.
Oh, yes.
Like as they're fighting. Like, oh my God. Like
Well, they have Trump come hit with a steel chair.
that. There you go. Well, he's the president. Let's not get crazy.
And then John Cena comes out because he's America.
Yeah.
I tried watching that movie for a third time.
Head of state.
Yep, can't get through it.
You know what's funny is I punched it on last night, passed out.
Yep, I fallen asleep three
The volume.
times. Then I know.
I don't understand what happens with the volume because like the volume's low when they talk, so I have to turn it up, and then they have like these action sequences. I'm like, oh shit! And then
I've had other movies like that.
it's so frustrating.
Well, you might have so they have sound settings. Is it your sound come through your TV or a sound bar?
Soundbar.
So like on my sound bar, it has a smart setting
Yeah.
where it does that. It will go lower for voices and then, when the action goes.
Ugh.
So you have to change it to standard.
Okay. I'll try and do that.
I tried to watch The Accountant too. I got
Yeah.
a lot of good naps yesterday.
Oh, dude, it was
Counts
great.
was good.
Yeah.
Fell asleep in that one too.
I enjoyed accounting
I
too.
like that one.
Thunderbolts? Did you watch Thunderbolts?
No, it was $25 to rent it. I'll wait.
I have not seen it.
You draw the line on that. It was good.
Yeah, I want to see it, but I'll wait. I'm not
It was good.
$25.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a point to watch that one and then Ballerina.
I could have went to the theater for less than $25.
I can't.
No, you have
Yeah, me
quite the
either.
passel. Yeah, you have the passel of people to take.
Yeah. It's like $80 to go to the movies.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just the drinks and food.
That's just to
No,
get
that's
in.
even more. That's a 3-figure number.
Yeah. That's just to get in, buddy.
All right, TikTok's building a new version of the app ahead of expected U.S. sale. The information reports TikTok is building a new version of its app for users in the United States ahead of a planned sale of the app to a group of investors.
We're going to build a new one.
Well, but it's with an English accent. It's Americans.
No,
don't
it's
like it.
definitely a Chinese accent.
This is China. It's China.
Nope, they're trying to build an American one.
Yeah.
The
Bobby
information
Mao.
reported on Sunday citing unnamed sources. This comes as U.S. President Donald Trump said on Friday he will start talking to China on Monday or Tuesday about a
See?
possible TikTok deal.
We're going to build a new one.
It's Bobby Mom.
Without getting more into the story that I'm going to read, China has said they will not sell it to Americans because of the tariffs.
Oh.
That's why he's talking to them, trying to broker a deal.
Look, they've already showed their hand as far as I'm concerned when this comes to this whole thing.
Look, fellas, we'll give you a couple of these Fords. You give us TikTok.
Dude, I think that the whole tariff thing, the way that all played out, I mean, we bombed Iran,
Yeah.
So
and
we
they did nothing.
It's over.
So
they weren't going to do anything. Yeah.
So we've already kind of worked these things out. I think the tariff thing was part of that whole. It's all intertwined. Yeah. Go ahead. Continue.
Thank you. He said the United States.
Look at me.
Pretty much.
Look at me. Look at me.
Look away.
Okay. All right.
Michael
look away.
Rosales.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's going off on the thing.
I'm attached to Roadcaster, aren't I?
Yeah.
He said the United States pretty much has a deal on the sale of the TikTok short video app.
See?
TikTok, well, he says pretty much. TikTok
We're
has
practically
developed a plan to launch the new app to U.S. app stores on September 5th, the report said. Last month, Trump extended to September 17th a deadline for China-based ByteDance to divest the U.S. assets of TikTok. The report added that TikTok users will eventually have to download the new app to be able to continue using services, although the existing app will work until March of next year, though the timeline could change.
New followers. We're starting from zero.
Yeah, you got to start all the way from...
No way.
Right.
No, there's no way. It'll feed back in. They'll pipe it in.
Yeah.
TikTok did not immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment. Reuters could not immediately confirm the report. A deal had been in the works earlier this year to spin off TikTok's U.S. operation into a new U.S.-based firm majority owned and operated by U.S. investors.
Mr. Beast.
That was put on hold after China indicated it would not approve it following Trump's announcement of steep tariffs on Chinese goods.
Okay. So who do you think buys? Who do you think is going to buy it? Private investors? What does that mean?
People with money.
Yeah, you don't think there's going to be a big name behind it?
Yeah.
No.
It's going to be the trifecta.
Who do you think is it?
It's going to be Elon, Trump, and Bezos.
No, Elon no longer.
Elon's on the blacklist.
No, this is going to be the coming back tour.
Nah.
Nah, I think he's done.
I have a theory behind all that too.
Yeah.
You really want me to go down that rabbit hole?
Wait till we talk about that. There's an Elon story.
There's a deep rabbit hole.
Okay.
Trump said the United States will probably have to get a deal approved by China.
Okay.
We need a name, Michael.
We need a name.
Need another name.
Not of the new TikTok.
I'm looking at you. Not for that. I mean, that story's over.
Sorry. Jason Walpert, my guy.
Bing bong.
Race car driver.
Yes. Former. He's retired.
Oh, did he? Mm-hmm. Oh. Musk says he is forming a new political party
Yes.
after fallout with Trump.
Indeed. Oh, wait. So we're done with TikTok? I guess
we're
that
getting
won't
the
be a
TikTok
clip.
story.
'Cause I didn't ask any questions.
You did as it was rolling. Talked about who the investors were and all that kind of stuff.
All right. Whatever.
I love TikTok, just by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't watch Facebook video reels.
You're a TikTok guy?
Yeah.
I fell into Instagram reels this weekend. Those aren't bad either.
I haven't watched them there yet.
Yeah.
Some of them are the same though, because a lot of the creators post the same thing on multiple places.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how like Facebook is, and it's Facebook is definitely screened. Like you don't get everything on Facebook like you do on TikTok. I mean, TikTok
Censored.
there's censored.
Yeah.
There's some wild stuff on TikTok.
All right. Okay. Continue. Elon Musk.
Billionaire
American Party.
Billionaire Elon Musk said Saturday he's forming a third political party after a dramatic fallout with Donald Trump, indicating he will make good on threats he made if the president's domestic policy bill became law. Any idea what that was? The bill he
the
particularly
big
doesn't
beautiful
like?
bill that he's
Yeah, he's talking about like the one with the taxes and all that.
It's going to be great. It's we're gonna cut taxes. Suppose I don't know. I don't read these things. I just listen to everybody get upset about all of it, and
Right.
I find that all entertaining. Or somebody that's like, yeah, this is great, and then I look at both of them and I say, okay, good for okay. So from what I saw via the social media platforms is like people are mad that it's cutting Medicaid or something like that, and people are happy about the fact that it's giving tax benefits and tax cuts and red hates blue, blue hates red. Nothing has changed
Yeah,
Now
all
there's
is
gonna be no
same.
color. Maybe there's green now too.
until this is. And I honestly believe. Do you have more to read?
Yeah, here's a quote. When it comes to bankrupting our country with waste and graft, we live in a one-party system, not a democracy. Trump's former first buddy. Oh, that his title, first buddy?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know they called him that.
I don't know.
That's
First buddy. He's my first.
said on
buddy.
social media platform X, today the American Party is formed to give you back our freedom. Musk, is he a U.S. citizen?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
He started and then he came over and he got the thing. It was like a whole. He did one of those things.
Did he get the Express Pass thing where you?
No. This is prior Express Pass. This is like I'm a business person. I come over and I can get.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Musk, the largest individual donor to Trump's 2024 presidential campaign, and until recently a close advisor to the president, who spearheaded his administrator's push to cut government waste, had criticized Trump's big, beautiful bill because of estimates that it would add trillions of dollars to the federal deficit.
Yeah.
Musk's criticism of the bill was the catalyst for a major falling out between the two men last month. That feud seemingly cooled after Musk expressed regret and deleted the most incendiary social media post he made about Trump.
They said it was on the Epstein list.
Yes, but is reignited in the last several days as the bill neared passage.
Now there isn't a list.
Now what?
Now there's no list.
Yeah, it's gone.
The list just never happened.
Oh, the Epstein list?
Yeah. What list?
Yeah, now there's no list. He committed suicide and there's no list.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Trump signed the bill into law on Friday. For his part, Trump called Musk's announcement of the new party ridiculous and said it would start confusion. I think it's ridiculous to start a third party. We have a tremendous success with the Republican Party, Trump said, ahead of the boarding Air Force One in New Jersey on Sunday. The Democrats have lost their way, but it's always been a two-party system, and I think starting a third party just adds to the confusion. There's more than two parties, though, technically, isn't there? I mean, there's...
Well, you have...
Well, there's two major parties.
Two major parties, correct.
Yeah.
Didn't like Ross Perot try to start a party when
It
he
was
ran?
an independent, yeah.
Right, but he tried to start a party.
Yeah, and he screwed over Bush, right? Or whatever.
Right.
Read my lips, no more taxes. And then he couldn't do it because Perot took part of the action. Like, what do I know? But that's what I know. Yeah. I honestly think that this is kind of the evolution of where things are going.
That we get a third major
the
party.
split.
There's going to be a party that's going to be practical on both, and it's going to be in the middle on both of them.
Yeah.
So like
Purple. The purple.
whatever it is. I think that's really the direction that this has been heading for the past 30 years.
Oh.
Like, there was a point in time where, becoming a Democrat was, hey, it doesn't matter who you are. We want you to be a part with us, right? And then eventually that shifted to, if you don't agree with these, then we don't like you, right? And like people were like, hold on, what's going on with that? And the Republican Party all of a sudden became the, hey, give us your, we'll take everybody and we're about core principles or whatever the case may be. And then that shifts into, but, rich stay richer, whatever the case may be. And it doesn't matter where you stand on any of these things, but a lot of people stand on one side or the other, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But you align yourself with one of the two.
But
groups.
now what has happened is you have this middle section that continues to grow, and they're like, well, wait a second. I agree with some of the things over here. I agree with some of the things over here. I don't understand why the hell we're all arguing about all this stuff, right? And that's where you're seeing the creation of this party. Now, the real question is this party
Strong enough?
Is this party being created because of
Hate?
No, because of it's the natural course of things,
right?
Or is this actually being dictated by both parties?
Oh, like a smoke and mirror.
Yeah, hey, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a falling out and whatever the case may be, and you're gonna create this next thing, and it's gonna be kind of blank.
I'm gonna poke you in the chest.
Yeah,
from Billions.
I want you to. You can poke me on goddamn day.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can make so much money, you can have a third family.
Yeah.
Two's fucking enough.
Yeah. Two's fucking plenty.
Right. It's unclear to what extent Musk has taken steps to legally form the party, which would be required to register with the Federal Election Commission. The most recent FEC filings show no indication that it has happened. The world's richest man has indicated he wants the party that is fiscally conservative and reins in spending, but has offered few other details about what the party's platform would be.
Yeah, you want to know what it is? I think that eventually, whether it's Elon or not, you're going to see an evolution of a party that's, look, you're entitled to believe whatever you want to believe, and the government doesn't have to back that belief. I think that that's the bigger issue here. As an individual, you can be against abortion, right? You can say, hey, I'm not for that, but that doesn't mean that abortion should be off the table as far as regulation. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's a hot topic. That's a touchy subject, but the government doesn't need to be involved in all of these things.
Sure.
is my point.
Right.
And the government's involved on both sides, no matter what you say. So, like,
Isn't that the libertarians that want less government involvement in our lives?
it's more classic libertarian. Yeah. But there should still be aid and things should still happen to the right people that need those opportunities. And then not only that, but there should be programs to get people off the aid instead of keeping them on the aid so that they become your voters. Like, all of these things happen on both parties. I don't care
Sure, right.
what side you vote on. So you're going to see it. It's going to evolve. It's going to happen eventually.
Well, basically, there's already that, right? That's the independent. Basically what he's
Not
doing is
really.
just making something
Well,
stronger.
there's independents, there's libertarians, whatever the Ross Perot group was.
No, I think I've never seen somebody come out and say, "Hey, are you pro or against gun?" Like, personally, I'm pro gun. Should there be some form of licensing and permitting? Maybe there should be. I don't know. I don't have the answers, but there's more of a reasonable line that exists, and there should be no reason to have to pick either side of the party, because look, at the end of the day, everybody's American, and everybody's just trying to do what they think is best for themselves.
That's what he should call his new group, the Americans.
I think it is called the American.
Oh, he hasn't given it a name at all.
Whatever. The South African Americans.
No, I don't think that would
No,
go
it
well.
doesn't
I don't think
slide.
because
Or
it doesn't sound like you got to be South American.
Yeah.
American,
or it could be
either.
the Canadian Americans, because he does hold citizenship in Canada.
Yeah, look.
Our 51st state, Canada.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe
that's nice.
maybe it will become the 51st when he does this whole group.
Maybe that's
I
where,
think-
that's where he gets all the members.
Honestly, whatever. Either way, within my lifetime, you're going to see another party emerge. I think another party, and it becomes sustainable when someone becomes reasonable. I think that's inevitable. The real question is going to be: is it going to be something that was created by both parties? Right. Because realistically, you still need, even if you did have a party that was more reasonable, you still need something to challenge that party. You can't have something just kind of be the be all end all, because eventually,
Yeah. Check and balances.
absolute power corrupts absolutely. Right.
Sure.
So, and that's why this whole government was created. But the taxation's out of control. Tariffs are out of control. It's all out of control.
Everything's out of control.
Yeah, cats and dogs living together. It's insane.
I feel like, though, this always happens. It's always out of control, but it's never been put out past the White House. They just deal with it internally, but now it's external.
I think that they're giving you a show, buddy. They're really good at that.
Do you think it's because information is more available now than it ever has been before?
Yeah, I definitely think the media has been let off the leash big time. Because remember, who was it? Was it Reagan that used to censor the media?
I don't know.
One of the presidents used to censor him hardcore.
Don't you talk bad about Ronald Reagan
No, I just remember there was a whole movie about this.
and the president, his wife.
I just don't see the purpose in picking a side. Be on the side of the American people. It's just that easy.
Right.
You should
I
run for
completely
office.
agree with that.
I don't know.
Right on
No.
that platform right there.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that.
I'm on the side of the American people.
I'd be killed in less than a month.
I don't know. You just tilt your head and they hit you in the ear. It's fine.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you just do that.
Just at the right second.
Right. Oh, yeah. Always go both ways, because just go one way, they're gonna go shoot right. He always goes right. All right. The Diddy trial outcome. Legal analyst breaks down the verdict.
Oh.
The jury did not find there was enough evidence to prove these crimes. From CNN, Ali Rosenblum. If I give credit, we can't get in trouble.
Okay.
Sean Diddy Combs was found guilty this morning of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Is that a law? You can't drive the prostitute?
Yeah, you can't
somewhere?
drive them across state lines. That was ridiculous. Yeah.
The counts that carry
Federal charges.
the count that carries the least severe penalty. The jury's acquittal of Combs on the more serious charges, according to former Assistant District Attorney Julie Grant, could come down to the fact that the jury did not find enough evidence to convict Combs of those crimes.
Yeah.
Julie got paid.
Julie got paid.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
That
Allegedly.
being said, Grant added, it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Combs was acquitted on 2 counts of sex trafficking. So sex trafficking and driving the prostitute is not the same thing.
Correct.
It's a deal, bro. That's how this works.
Yeah.
Okay. Pertaining to Cassie Ventura and Jane, respectively, and one count of racketeering and conspiracy, both charges of which hold a maximum penalty of life in prison.
Not going to happen.
No. Grant. Well, no, those he was found not guilty.
Not guilty.
Right.
Yeah.
The
Grant,
other one's, what, 10 years or something like that?
the driving the prostitute around?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 counts, 10 years.
It's going to be time served, and he's going to be out.
He did try to post bail, and they said no bail.
Well, there's gonna be an appeal. I'm sure you're gonna read
Oh,
this
he's
in
going
your
to appeal
story.
everything. But, I mean, you
Who's
don't get
gonna
bail to
appeal?
the guy who's got his own plane.
Diddy's lawyer is going to appeal. So they got a deal.
Okay.
They're going to appeal to get the time dropped to time served.
Right.
Is what's going to happen,
Yeah, and then he's out.
and he's out.
And he's out, and then the fucking baby oil for everybody.
Yeah, he's already
Johnson
been in
&
for a year.
Johnson is revving up manufacturing.
As soon as the not guilty thing, you saw a surge in the stock market of Johnson.
Yes.
Johnson. No, I don't know.
back.
I'm just kidding.
But she also recognized that every juror, there was some information we talked about that I don't need to read. Every juror comes into the courtroom with their own experiences. The jurors, she said, may not see the enterprise. They may not see the sex trafficking for what it literally is by law. The defense's strategy of not calling any witnesses when they presented their case was somewhat of a stunning legal strategy, Grant said, adding that this move signaled confidence from Combs' side. When I was in the courtroom on Friday watching the closing arguments, I saw even more confidence from Diddy's attorney. And from Diddy himself, she said, and it seemed to me, looking at the faces of some of those jurors, they seemed to be in agreement with what the defense was arguing.
Yeah,
Okay.
Each one of the jurors got flipped.
Each one?
Yeah. Have you ever seen that movie with? I think it's with Al Pacino.
First of all, it's an alleged. That's what you think.
allegedly.
You have to say, like, I think.
I believe
Allegedly.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't say it as a factual.
Okay, it's
so
not
it's
factual.
not factual.
The opinions brought by Boots is not neither condoned
Yeah,
nor agreed to
disclaimer.
by the Cigar Hustler podcast, its
Right.
staff, or its hostess.
So you think that
They got flipped.
they all got flipped?
Yeah. There's a movie with Al Pacino and Kevin Spacey
Yeah.
where they're going against each other, but Kevin Spacey is not a lawyer. He's just the guy that flips all the jurors. I think it was about like Big Pharma or something like that.
Okay. So you think that's what happened here?
Yeah.
Jurors got flipped. What do you think?
the day before this was released, I heard that they had not come to a verdict and they had closed for the day. And then the next day they released that the verdict was in. So, I
Right.
mean, something happened overnight.
That was fast.
Yeah, that was fast.
Someone knocked on the door, allegedly.
Yeah. Hello? Here's some baby oil,
No, it's just a sack of money, allegedly.
allegedly.
I don't know. I think fear.
I'm sure they were sequestered quite well, and it'd be hard to get, maybe they give the money to the families, allegedly, or something.
You think money works better than fear? You don't think that?
He's going to smear you with baby oil, and you're going to be in one of his videos?
No, I'm just saying in general, not in particular to this case, but like, yeah, money can motivate people, but like, don't you think, hey, do this or else type scenario?
I think
like photo of your kids playing in a playground, something like that. Like you better.
Yeah, but what if they don't have kids? What if they don't have anybody?
Everybody's got somebody.
You should watch this movie with Al Pacino.
You should watch this movie.
Watch the movie with Al Pacino. Both of them would work. It would seem like the money would be less nefarious, where
Ooh, nefarious.
if they call and go, maybe that fly was driving me crazy earlier.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was found
feel like
you and
Mike
left me
Pence.
alone. Right. I forgot. Now I'm suddenly
You think the
fly.
money is nefarious?
I think the money would be
Less
is
nefarious.
kinder, obviously, but little. Somebody's going to notice if all of a sudden the jurors' families start disappearing.
Yeah, that's true.
But who's going to notice that Bob went and got a new Cadillac? Less of a news story.
We'll see. Look, at the end of the day, are you surprised that he got away?
No, I'm not surprised at all.
Are you surprised that he got off? Boots?
No.
Some of the things I read, they're saying that the people voluntarily participated.
I don't know what Boots is doing on his phone.
I was trying to find the movie. I'm switching.
He's watching. He said
You
he's trying to
okay
watch a
with it?
movie.
There's
you
a
hit the
fly.
MC
Do you see
Hammer?
this fly?
You can't see it on camera. It looks like you're just freaking out over it.
Okay. I got Tourette's.
It was perfect though. I had him right on him. when he did it. It's like,
He keeps coming back. Maybe
Well,
he
he
likes
likes
my
the
hair.
hammer
hair.
action.
Yeah.
He likes your hair, apparently.
I can see him in the camera.
He's very tame. He's landing on my
You
hand
can
and
see him?
stuff.
Yeah, he's on your front.
Oh,
the
yeah.
front of
Now
your
I
hair.
just saw him zip by.
Oh, he's on your forehead. Oh God.
Keep the camera on him the entire time.
Don't do that.
All right, Booch, you got a train. Are we all done with Diddy?
I think so. I think at the end of the day, look.
Or all the movie stars that thought they were going to have to go talk, they were going to have to appear in court, have come back into the country?
Listen, I believe honestly at the end of the day that there is a divide. The rich get richer. They can do whatever they want.
They can do whatever they want. Right.
And that's definitely a thing. Now, does that mean that all rich people are bad? No, there are plenty of great people that are successful and rich, and they do a lot of good things. However, there are devious people in every facet of life.
Sure.
Normally, though, if you don't have a big enough bankroll, you get caught and you serve time. It's a capitalist society. Is it perfect? No. Is it the best one? Is it the best society in existence? Yeah, by far.
There he is.
So
All right, Booch, you got a trending topic?
Yes, I did. Oh, by the way, I was completely off. It wasn't Al Pacino. It's Gene Hackman.
oh my God,
and Dustin
how do you
Hoffman.
mix up Gene Hackman
I'm sorry.
and Al Pacino?
It was Gene Hackman, Dustin Hoffman, and John Cusack. It was called Runaway Jury.
Gene Hackman was probably the guy that was persuading people.
Yeah.
Without question. Who were the other people?
John Cusack and
He's not pushing anybody into anything.
He was the
He's
guy-
got the speaker standing out in the yard.
He was the one that nobody could persuade,
I believe that.
and he had his own thing going on. And then Dustin Hoffman was the lawyer.
Yeah. He's not the wolf, you know what I mean? Like,
No.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Did. Hello, peoples. All right. McDonald's is adding 3 new sandwiches to its menu, and I couldn't be more excited.
Who you on, Boots?
No, I'm on Palmer.
Okay, good.
Boots doesn't have a camera.
Oh, go on him.
No, stay on Palmer.
I have to read this on my phone.
That's okay.
You both are reading on your phone. McDonald's is adding 3 new offerings to its early bird menu that you've certainly never seen before. In celebration of the McMuffin's 50th anniversary, my favorite anniversary, even more exciting, definitely not, than my wedding anniversary, McDonald's is introducing 3 new versions of the sandwich. On July 8th, McDonald's is adding 3 new spicy McMuffins to its menu. The chain will introduce the spicy egg McMuffin, spicy sausage McMuffin, and spicy sausage McMuffin with egg. The new offering simply adds McDonald's spicy pepper sauce to its flagship breakfast sandwiches for an extra zip of heat and flavor. The spicy pepper sauce is the same one Mickey D's uses on its spicy McCrispy sandwich, and what it plans to add to the spicy snack wrap, when it returns on July 10th. So tomorrow, meet me at McDonald's where I'll be eating all 3 sandwiches to see which is best.
The snack wrap is coming back. That's exciting.
Yeah, I guess
No,
so.
spicy breakfast sandwiches.
No, but it said
Yeah,
a
they said the snack wrap.
Oh,
too.
is they snack wrap too?
Yeah.
spicy snack wrap.
I like that you pull these things and you don't even know.
Well, I cut it down because you guys always say I give him too long a story.
Yeah, but you even added things in there.
Yeah.
Well, I did to make it funny. Otherwise, it's just you reading about McDonald's.
Yeah.
So did you not read it when you were putting the things in?
Yeah, you just added the end sentences.
I
No,
just
you
added
didn't
the
read it.
stuff.
It's
Add the stuff
and I'm going to be at McDonald's tomorrow to review.
Yeah, cut out a whole paragraph about a jalapeno.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
They tried putting jalapenos on things in the past. Didn't work.
Yeah.
that would be delicious.
Well, apparently you didn't buy them, so they stopped making them.
No, you know what? They used to have a jalapeno like chicken sandwiches. I remember that.
Right, and they stopped making it because nobody bought it. Now they have their patented pepper sauce. Probably be a spicy Big Mac coming next.
Toilet bowls are going to be occupied in the
Tomorrow.
upcoming
Oh,
weeks.
no.
They already are when you eat McDonald's.
All right, Michael, you got a question or you got a topic of the week?
I do have a topic of the week.
He texts me these things and then does not remember.
I love how he
anything.
frantically looked at his phone for a second.
Because here's what happens. So here's what we've done. We really kind of evolved this thing. And it's like, what happens is throughout the week, we periodically think of things that we need to discuss.
Right.
And if I don't cross-reference it to Palmer, it'll just die. Right. And then then it's done. And I'm like, oh, my God, we forgot to talk about this.
Right.
So, yeah.
We have our own little 2-person group chat.
Yeah. So, yeah, let me see exactly how I worded this. Yeah, I have a question. So, a lot of people that smoke cigars or smoke in general, whatever that is, like if I talk to a person, I'm like, hey, you like cigars or whatever the case may be. And they're like, yeah, I smoke cigars. Maybe I'll give them some cigars or something to try or whatever. Right.
Right.
And, the last weekend, there was the 4th of July weekend. And, sometimes you give people some cigars. And I was like, hey, I talked to somebody. I'm like, here's some enjoy the 4th of July with some cigars. For one, there's nothing better than lighting fireworks with a cigar. I don't know if you guys have done that, but it's
no, but I can imagine that would be quite cool. Though.
There's nothing more American than that.
Yeah, it's
sure.
definitely America.
America.
All I need is some American flag overalls.
Yeah. Anybody got a lighter? Hold on,
and then just plug that in, just run away.
Run! No, you don't run.
Yippee-ki-yay.
You get the guy with a cigar. You walk.
You got to be cool. Yeah. In your BDP limited
BDP
edition.
tank top.
Yeah, which I proudly wore.
Oh, did you wear it all
Of
night?
course.
Good for you.
Of course.
My brother-in-law wore his down at the lake.
Excellent.
Oh, and then the little sticker, the little BDP 4th of July sticker.
Yeah.
She took that every place they went and posted a picture as if I was there.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, but some guys, they won't smoke around their kids. It's like, oh no, I'm going to be around my kids, and I don't want them to smoke. Do you smoke around your kids are grown up,
Sure.
but
They weren't always, though.
right. Okay, so that's a great point. When your kids were younger, would you smoke around them?
Yeah, I never hit it.
Did you have any issues with it?
Neither one of them smoke cigars. They have all tried it.
Right.
But like Jake is a firefighter. It's tobacco free, so I assume he doesn't. I don't know if he does or not.
Right.
Connor doesn't. He just doesn't like it. It wasn't a thing for him. Alex does on occasion, but his new father-in-law does. So I think it's a bonding thing for them.
Okay. Yeah, it's a bonding thing, right? Do you smoke around your kids? You have kids you've multiple children.
Yeah.
You've spread your seed.
Right.
So you got a little one, you got a medium one, and you got a big one.
Right.
And the big one's the smartest. He knows it all. He's got it all figured out. He's a
Of
teenager.
course.
Has he ever asked if he could smoke a cigar?
Has he wanted to ever smoke a cigar with you?
Nope.
How old is he now?
18.
He doesn't really like you sometimes anyways. I mean, he's
He's
still
18.
at that age. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is it? I know they can't buy until they're 21 because it's a federal thing or everything. But can they smoke at 18 still? Is that a thing, or can you not?
Well, you can't purchase.
Right, you can't purchase because that's a federal thing.
I think
Yeah.
we talked about this one time. I think you can smoke at 18.
I just don't remember where it sits. I mean, I obviously not worried about that.
I mean,
at
it's
this
somebody
point.
that'd be climbing out of a bush and be, how old are you? You know what I mean?
Right, exactly, right. But would it be socially frowned upon if Boots gave Ethan a cigar?
Would somebody judge him?
Yeah.
Of course.
Absolutely, somebody's going to judge him. I mean, somebody judges you if you're walking down the street with a cigar in your hand and it's not even lit.
That's true.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't understand. I never understood
People try to hide it.
why would you hide something that you are? Like, this is something that I do.
Do
Right?
they, I mean, obviously you would know, but do they hide drinking? Do they drink beer in front of their children?
I don't know. Probably. They
Right.
probably.
Why is that okay?
Right. I guess that's kind of my point.
I would be more concerned about, and it has obviously happened, being drunk in front of my children.
Of course.
That, then you end up apologizing and have to make explanations. Smoking a cigar, nothing's going to happen other than I'm going to smoke a cigar.
Right. Like, hey, Daddy, you said some things last night. Like, you know what? Daddy went a little hard in the paint,
Right.
and he had
Daddy
too
had a
much.
couple of drinks left,
He had
yeah.
too much to drink, and I'm really sorry for whatever. Right. That's
Yeah.
never going to happen with a cigar.
No.
Right.
Right.
And to be honest, out of all of them, I'd rather them smoke a cigar versus any of the other alternatives.
Of course, that was going
Right,
to be my
yeah.
next question. If they wound up being a cigar smoker, or if any of your kids wound up being a cigar smoker, would that bother you?
No.
No. Would it bother you?
No. I've actually not encouraged them to smoke, but I have smoked a cigar with each one of my boys, and it was a bonding thing, like we talked about before.
You know what? Okay, Ginger, do me a favor. I need you to get up and go to Boots' mic real quick. Can you hear me?
Hey, Ginger. Come here.
Come here. Because I want him to answer this question because he's more of a guy that he smokes a little bit.
Gotcha.
He doesn't smoke as much as we smoke.
Gotcha.
Right?
Oh, man. Lately, he's been,
Yeah, he's had some downtime.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Ginger, I need you to go to Boots' mic, and I need you to talk directly in the mic. I'm going to ask you a question. All right. I know that you currently don't have children, but
That he knows of.
but if you had children, Would you have a problem smoking a cigar around your children?
No.
Okay. If your kids grew up and they became cigar smokers, would that ever bother you?
No.
Okay, so there you go. I mean, that's a guy that doesn't smoke a lot.
Right.
So I don't understand why people hide it from their kids. Like, I don't hide anything from my kids,
Right. Yeah.
you know?
You don't filter your language or anything.
No,
Right.
not at all. Like, this is who I am. Now, there are requirements. I have expectations of my children.
Sure.
You're not going to go outside and say, you're not going to speak inappropriately. You're going to be extremely respectful to people.
Right.
You're not going to curse or anything like that. Like, that's all those things. There will be consequences if you cross those lines. My kids aren't perfect. They make mistakes.
Right.
You know?
They're human.
Yeah. And there will be punishment from me accordingly, right? You know?
Right.
Like, one of the worst things you can do is take away their tech. They can't. It's like, oh my God, you know?
Yeah, that's worse than a spanking.
Yeah. You just lost your iPad today. Like, what?
The world ended.
Oh my God. I love it when it escalates. You ever see Breakfast Club where he kept going? No. Like if my kid gives me that lip, if he's like, I didn't do it. I'm like, now you lost it for 2 days. And then if he goes like that and throws his arms up, I'm like, now it's gone for the week. I'm like, I can go on, dude.
Right.
You learn to control yourself or, whatever. You're going to be reading books and painting pictures for the next month.
You
know what's
finger
crazy?
painting in your room.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about that situation, though? Because then they learn how to negotiate. Right? Because after they get it taken away, there's definitely a negotiation process for however long it's been taken away.
What's the negotiation?
Well, Mom,
Yeah.
since Dad's not here, can I please get my iPad?
Oh, yeah. There is no negotiation.
Because they're like, I'll go cut the grass if I can get my iPad back.
No, I will. Now, listen, there is a thing that I believe called good behavior.
Right.
So again,
Right.
half off.
Time off for good behavior.
Yeah, but if he asks, if somebody, hey, you know what, I've done all these good things, can I get this back? I'm like, absolutely not.
Have they learned that just do it and don't mention it?
No. The big one knows the most, right?
That's why I would assume it would work with Jax first.
No, what normally happens is, he changes his attitude,
Right.
and he realizes that he's messed up. And it's not like he cleaned the countertop and was like, all right, I'm good to go. Like, all of a sudden you see a change in patterns that's happening with your kid.
Right.
Like, he's doing the right things. He's taking care of his little sister. He's getting along with everybody. He's making sure things are put away and taken care of. And like, consecutively, when all of those things happen for a period of time, if there's a harsh punishment, you might get that punishment lightened up.
Right.
But I don't ever make the statement of, I don't ever say, hey, do that again, I'm going to take that away, and then they do it again, I'm going to say, if you do it again, now I'm serious. No, that's not how that works. I go, I'm going to take away your iPad if you do this. They do it, I take it away.
You
Sure.
follow through a contract.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Jax lost his mind the other day. I walked right in his room. I ripped the TV right out of his room, sitting in my bedroom.
Like ripped it out of the wall?
I unplugged it, took it out, and boom, it's gone.
Okay. I can see you just walking in,
I tempered my emotions,
wall
but
hanger and everything.
but
and taking
I was definitely
staring at 4 screw holes in the wall.
I was definitely agitated. I could tell you that much. But it's like, hey, I'll take it away. They can't touch their phones without
Your fly's over here.
good. They can't touch their phones without reading. You got to read first.
Right.
So, I don't know, but kind of getting back to the basis, I just don't understand that. I don't understand.
I don't either.
How do you live your life
In a closet?
not
Filtering your life so that you portray some type of
image that you're not?
right. Exactly. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, you're trying to show that you're
Not only that, I mean, you're going to at some point smell like the cigar, the cigarette, whatever you're smoking, wacky tobacco. You smell like it. How are you hiding? Were you taking a shower, washing your hands every time you do something?
Yeah, you're lying to yourself,
Right.
right? And you're trying to personify something you're not.
Right.
Let's go a step further. Let's say you smoke marijuana.
Yeah.
Do you do that around your children?
If I did, I would. Yeah. If I wouldn't first of all, if I did, it'd probably be outside. But
Right.
I wouldn't.
You don't smell up the house.
I wouldn't wait for them to go to sleep and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go slide this
Well,
in.
let's say it wasn't. I mean, on certain levels, it's legal in the country. Let's say some type of illegal act then.
If it was an illegal substance,
Cocaine or something.
I wouldn't hide it from my kids.
Oh.
I would not.
I'm sorry.
You just snort one off the counter.
I would just, whole image just, went
I wouldn't hide it.
right through my mind.
Not at all. Because the second that I hide it, I know that I'm doing something wrong.
Well, it is wrong. It's against the law
right.
in this scenario.
Okay, so I don't do those things because I know not that they're illegal or illegal. I know that they're mind-altering substances that could reflect in bad decisions.
Right. No, but we are saying for some reason you're addicted to cocaine.
I would do it out in the open. I would do it so that my kids
saw you snorting cocaine.
Yeah. Because at that point my logic would be totally different. My logic would totally be that I'm a failed parent and that I suck as a person so that my kids should learn not to be like me. Right? Like, why does he suck? Why does he not attend things? Why is he not involved with us? That's because he's an addict and he's a mess, So yeah, I would have no problem hiding that.
You take them with you to buy the cocaine?
No.
Trying to see where the line is here.
No.
They don't go down the corner with you to go see
No.
Jimmy, the drug dealer.
No, because then if I got incarcerated, they'd go too.
I don't think they'd go to jail. They'd go in the system.
They'd go exactly. Yeah. They'd go into the system.
Let's say you're a serial killer.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I see the squirrel just fucking running.
Well,
in
again,
Palmer's
it's the
mind.
same. It's the same principle.
Right.
How
Well, it's a little more extreme than taking cocaine.
about this? No, here's a better scenario.
Okay.
Instead of saying like serial killer, what if I was Batman?
If you're a Batman?
If I was Batman,
Oh, you don't tell them.
I would tell them.
You can't tell them.
Why would you not tell him?
Because
They-
you have to protect them because, like you said before, everybody's got somebody.
Are you kidding me? Look
So
at
if-
this utility belt. There's a lot of cool things on
They
it.
would 100% no.
Check out the car, the flying
Yeah, but
thing
what
that
if they
comes out
go,
the
you know, my dad's
water.
Batman?
Well, then that's I'd have to face those consequences. But they would have to know.
And then your whole family's in danger.
Yeah, the penguin would find you.
The idea of the secret identity
penguin
is
would find
to
you.
protect your loved ones.
He told Rachel Dawes.
Yeah, but Lois Lane acted like she didn't know Clark Kent was Superman, so that way they don't get her. And when they found out, Lex Luthor captured Lois Lane.
She really knew who he was. I mean, come on. The glasses really made a
the
difference.
glasses in the hair. It's a thing.
So yeah. Where's the line?
What will you not do in front of your children?
I don't know.
Apparently everything.
Okay.
I have one more level, but it's inappropriate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just move
yeah.
on. I knew.
Yeah,
I see.
exactly.
That's why I
Let
knew
that go.
when I saw the squirrel running. I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
That's it, buddy. That's all you get.
All right, Michael, we need a name.
David Morris, my guy.
Bing bong.
Pulled some good
David
names this time.
Justice.
All right, now we're moving on to international cigar news.
Okay.
Don't everybody get excited.
Oh.
Dutch government opens the comment period for plain packaging proposal.
Yep.
For years, the Netherlands has been working on introducing plain packaging for cigars. But first, the government will let people provide their thoughts on the proposal. The Dutch government has said that the law is needed because cigars are enticing for young people and that fancy packaging is part of the reason why. The
Right.
fancy packaging makes the kids one. It's all those Cookie Monster,
It's just
candy bar.
Yeah. It's just insanity. Whatever.
The proposal would ban retailers from displaying open boxes in stores.
Yep.
Require the outer box to be covered in a sticker in the specific color with a health warning on it.
Mm-hmm.
Require tubos to be in neutral colors. Those are the things they're asking you to do.
Yeah.
Notably, it doesn't appear that it would require neutral bans, as in the case in countries like Australia and Ireland, as niche as the occasional consumed product. Cigars play no part in smoking initiation of young Dutch people, with even fewer adult connoisseurs consuming them, said Paul Varakis, Director General of the European Cigar Manufacturers Association, or ECMA, in a statement. During this period during which cigars have been excluded from the scope of plain packaging, there has been no observed increase in cigar consumption in the Netherlands or in other countries with plain packaging. In fact, in these markets, cigars have continued a long-term downward trend in consumption. Well, that's not good.
Well, that's the whole purpose of the regulation.
Right, they're trying to
They're trying to eradicate something.
Right.
So it's just a sale, right? Not like if somebody has one with stuff all over it, they're in trouble.
Yeah, they're covered. There's plain packaging moving forward, so
I
you
think
don't
he's
get.
asking if you're out in public, you don't have to take the band off or have a sticker on the
No, you
cigar.
definitely don't get to smoke in public in those areas.
Well, my question. Well, I was going to follow with another one.
Okay.
So when this happens, if it happens, right? Because Canada's the same way, correct?
Yeah.
So would that increase the sales in America, where maybe America would ship over to those places?
No.
Okay.
No. Exporting to other countries is extremely difficult.
Okay.
For these reasons, ECMA consider the introduction of a plain packaging for cigars in parallel with e-cigarettes to be completely inappropriate and unjustified.
Yeah.
According to the ECMA, the proposal's language would allow for non-compliant packaging to be imported for 6 months after the proposal effective date, and retailers would have 2 years from the effective date to sell through the non-compliant packaging. Those who are interested in providing a comment can do so by clicking on the link on the story. The comment period closes on August 13th, 2025.
Okay. Do you think that this is an overstep of regulation?
Yes, I believe so. Didn't they try that here and then they decided it was too much trouble? or
Okay.
something?
Why is it an overstep in regulation?
It's just my opinion.
Okay. Why?
I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's going to deter anyone from smoking because the package is dull.
Well, the data has already shown that it reduces people smoking over time, right?
No, they said it doesn't show that it has.
Oh, I thought you said that those things were slowly diminishing in other countries like Canada.
No, I didn't mention Canada. He did. I mentioned Australia.
Okay.
It's not making a change in Australia. they said.
Okay. Do you think that it's overregulation?
I mean, I do. I mean, look, man, we only got so many things, right?
Yeah.
And he was talking about e-cigs. We're talking about cigars.
Right.
Well, they're lumping them together because they're already making e-cigs do it.
Yeah, I don't think it should be lumped together. I don't think cigars should be regulated that way because one, I mean, this is probably one of the most natural thing you're going to smoke other than wacky tobacco, right? But this is completely natural. There's no chemicals in it. You know, everything is natural in it. So why would you overregulate it to where you say, okay, well, now we're just going to completely take away from the creator of all these cigars the way to sell their cigars.
Right.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like you're taking away a vital part of their business.
Okay, so we agree that this is an overstep of government.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, where do they stop then after that?
That was my next question.
Do they all of a sudden now a bottle of vodka has to, have
No label.
have health warnings on it and a nondescript label and maybe a bottle you can't see through?
How about listen? I'll take it a step further.
That used to be illegal, by the way.
One of the biggest issues that we have in America is obesity. Right.
Yeah.
People eat too much.
Sure.
Right. Well, listen. Advertisements of McDonald's is enticing. Right.
Right.
So should we
Put
remove
a sticker on a Big Mac?
Yeah, I mean, like, look, well, heart attacks #1 cause of death, right?
Right. Consumption of this product could cause heart attack.
Right. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna minimize the size of the burger, the calories that are in the burger? Are we gonna make it so that you can't advertise and only put it in plain packaging or something like? You know what I
Right.
mean? Nothing that says what it is, or there's no slogan, there's no "I'm loving it," nothing.
Just a big picture
nobody's
of
loving it
like
anymore.
Roseanne Barr right on the thing.
Yeah, like I want to see I want to open up my Big Mac and my plain container of white. As soon as it pops up, I want to see warning.
Oh, on the inside of the...
Yeah, could clog arteries,
Sure.
You may die.
and heart attacks are
Imminent.
number one reason why people die in the U.S.
Happy Meals are just called Just Okay Meals.
Yeah, just meals.
Meals.
Not good for you, Mills.
Yeah.
Right, not good for you meals.
Do we think that eliciting toys in Happy Meals are okay? I mean, at this point, you're condoning behavior of unhealthy foods. We have to stop this.
Well, then just keep going to like sugary cereals, got a sticker on, could cause diabetes.
Right. So all of it's extreme overregulation.
Sure.
And like, I don't even understand how this is always in a conversation of like, well, we want to do this life banning of cigar. Like, okay, so then let's life ban the amount of excessive caloric intake every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I think what happens, my personal opinion, what happens is somebody that is voting on this or trying to put this in effect, somebody close to them or somebody they know has probably gone through something and they want to make a change because of that personal issue that happened.
Okay, so you're saying that trauma It's possible that trauma has indicated this person to put in this law into play.
Right.
Okay. Do you think that if a traumatic incident happened to you, you should be instilling a law to blanketing people?
No.
I mean, look,
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate things happen all the time,
Yeah.
right? And like, I think that we all deal with trauma to some degree. We've all had some type of trauma in our lives, and it makes us act differently. Whether how we act differently is good or bad is subjective.
Sure.
But passing a law for the land of people based on your traumatic experience, probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I had a bunch of buddies die in the military, and I'm not like, oh, let's stop guns.
Right.
Yeah, let's not get on the boats anymore.
Right.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I like the everybody shits their pants, we all wear diapers scenario. You know, like, oh, I was hanging out with some friends and I shit myself. So, like, let's all make sure that we're all covered if that happens again. Like, better safe than sorry.
I think if you're in the government, if you're a senator or whatever it is that makes these laws, you have to come up with something every once in a while to get your name up, to get your name out.
Right.
Now, everybody hates tobacco. I mean, you know, everybody hates cigarettes and stuff. So let's just go against tobacco this week. Next week could be like, they talked about abortion before. Could just be abortion. Let's go after abortion this week.
Yeah, but let's be real. I mean, okay, you talked about Diddy earlier about prostitution. There's still prostitutes.
Well, it's legal in Nevada.
Okay, but it's illegal everywhere else, but they're still there. Like, so why put a regulation on it when it's still going to happen anyways?
Well, I mean, why put a regulation on banning it?
Right.
To be popular.
So it's, yeah, you just.
I mean, it doesn't matter if they win or lose. The guy that wrote the bill,
Yeah, he's popular.
he's popular we're talking about him.
Right.
Do something else. Do something a little bit more productive.
Yeah, but you want something that's going to get the headlines. Being against tobacco gets headlines.
But God forbid people should have a right to choose how they live their life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, if you're against weed control, want everybody to cut the grass, it's not really going to get you in the news.
Right.
We're shutting down lawn care.
Big lawn care.
I like where your head's at.
Shut it down, big lawn care.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do it when that whole Roundup thing went down.
Well, that's different, right? That could be abuse from a corporation. If a corporation, if they've done something wrong and they've caused cancer, you know, should that be looked at? I think it should be looked at, you know.
Yeah.
It's a fine line.
It is.
Okay. Moving on.
PDR Cigars names Wayne Clark VP of Sales.
Ooh.
Are you familiar with Wayne?
Party on, Wayne.
PDR
Party on, Garth.
PDR Cigars has announced that Wayne Clark is its new Vice President of Sales effective of July 1st. Clark brings more than 14 years of experience to the position. He was most recently a regional sales manager for Placentia, where he helped expand the company's distribution across the Northeast and Mid-South regions. I was thinking of the mountain tobacco.
Okay.
In his new role with PDR Cigars, he will oversee the company's sales efforts and work to deepen relationships with retail partners nationwide. I'm genuinely excited to join the talented team at PDR Cigars, said Clark in a press release. I look forward to helping push an innovation, expanding the brand's presence, and building profitable, winning partnerships with our retail purveyors. I can't wait to get out and reconnect with our retail partners in the near future to grow the PDR family and bring new opportunities to the industry.
Okay. So you have a guy that's a regional sales manager for Placencia Cigars.
Correct.
Okay. And it's not a lateral move. He moves up and becomes the national sales manager for PDR.
Vice President of Sales. So whatever.
Vice President. Sorry, I apologize. Vice
okay.
President. Vice President.
It could be the same job. Everybody calls it something different.
Right. So do you think that jumping from regional sales manager at Placencia to this VP of sales of PDR was a good move for Wayne?
Good move for Wayne.
Yeah.
He went from Placencia to PDR. I mean, you would think it's more important because now he is Vice President of Sales.
Right.
But company-wise, I think Placencia had more of a cachet to the name than
Placencia
PDR.
is a way bigger name.
Right.
For sure.
Sure.
Okay. What do you think? Do you think this is a good decision for Wayne?
No.
Why not?
Like you guys are just saying. I mean, Placencia is way bigger. I think what is PDR Cigars? I've never heard of.
They've been around for 100 years. They've been
around forever.
Yeah.
I'd have to see numbers.
Didn't Richie used to work for PDR?
He may have.
I think he did.
I'd have to see numbers on companies. See
Oh,
who's.
one staggeringly more than the other.
I
Oh,
would
yeah,
stay
yeah.
with the staggering one.
I'm sure PDR doesn't own farms and factories and things like Placencia.
Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna do one more. So, like, if you're a regional sales manager for Placencia Cigars, and you have other job opportunities to become VP of sales for something else, like, what companies? Give me your top 5 companies that you think you would say, okay, I can move to these companies, and this is a positive move for me and my career in the cigar industry.
From Placencia.
From
From
Placencia.
Go ahead, Palmer.
Well, you got to remember, it's not a lateral move. You're moving
Right,
up.
you're moving up. You're
Yeah.
becoming more important, but it's a smaller company
Yeah.
from Placencia. Mm-hmm. Espinosa,
Okay. You think moving to VP of sales Espinosa's up? Okay.
sure. Drew Estate,
Drew Estate, yeah.
any of the legacy brands, I guess.
I want your top 5. I don't want you to say. I don't want a blanketing
gotcha.
shotgun.
Gotcha. So I did 2. Trying to think of another one off the top of my head. I guess you can say Espinosa. You can say Romacraft.
Okay, I'll give you that. You can say other brands, other legacy brands.
I know. I'm thinking though. Okay, Arturo Fuente,
Sure.
Padron.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Those are okay. What about you? Give me 5 other ones. Not the ones that he said.
Arganosa?
Aganorsa. Okay. It probably pays less.
Think so.
Yeah. But okay.
Well, I mean, they're kind of complete though,
Yeah,
right?
stay in a hotel with those damn red vinyl couches.
And then,
I'm sorry. Who'd you say after Arganosa?
He
well,
hasn't-
I would
he
think
hasn't-
Arganosa would be kind of complete because they've got tobacco. They have their own tobacco. They're kind of like Placencia, right?
Sure. Yeah. I said okay. I said it'd probably be less, but I said okay.
Ooh. Is
Just give me 3.
all right. Is Don Pepin? What is that?
Pepin
General?
Garcia.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. EP, Ernie,
You think Ernie?
and then AJ, or like
Oh, you
General.
went 4.
Is that General?
Okay. No, it's just AJ Fernandez.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I mean,
AJ have a vice president of sales, or is he more under the general?
yeah, I think he's a VP.
Does he?
Yeah, I mean, like Davidoff would be good. I mean, I'd even argue Dunbarton. If you move to VP of sales for Dunbarton, I think that'd be a better move.
So you'd be Lafferty.
Is he national or is he VP?
What's the difference?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Great
I don't
question.
know what his. I think he's national salesman is his
One
title.
probably pays less.
Which one do you think pays less?
And one
National.
probably travels
Definitely
less.
national.
Oh.
VP pays more.
Ah.
Foundation. I think foundation would work.
Yeah.
You can't if you can say Espinosa, then foundation definitely falls in that conversation.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
What about LFD?
LFD for sure. LFD.
Crown has S. Miguel, right?
Crown has a national. Yeah.
He's national. He comes to the meetings.
Okay, but we don't think that the PDR move is necessarily the best decision.
No, no.
I mean, this guy
Brand-wise,
could
no.
potentially reshape everything, and all of a sudden we could be talking
He
about
could. We could all be smoking PDRs next week. Who knows?
not next week, but maybe
next year.
in a few years'
In
time.
a few years. You think he lasts that long? Or he moves on? Okay, let's do this now.
Yeah.
Where do you go from PDR? Vice President of Sales at PDR. Where do you go from there?
Jake Wyatt.
Well,
Sorry.
yeah. I mean, the question is like, is it
That was funny.
if you're at PDR and you're the VP guy,
Right?
and it doesn't work out, you left this regional position at Placencia. Is your next job better or worse than your previous job as a regional sales manager at Placencia?
Guess it depends on what you do there, I guess.
For example, Tony Gomez,
That's why I said
regional salesman for Espinosa.
Yeah.
Went to national salesman for. He didn't go there directly.
Whatever. Just don't
But
even,
no, he went somewhere before that.
okay.
Jake
And-
Wyatt.
I think it was Jake White. And then from Jake White, he went to the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now he's a broker.
It was like a trickle
Right.
down. It was like a trickle down.
Yeah. So, well, that's my question. Like,
Yeah, he would go down after PDR.
do you think that he would be in a lesser position than regional sales manager at Placencia if things didn't work out at PDR?
Yeah.
If I was him, I would hope not. but
Again, I'm asking the question.
Right.
It's not the question of if he succeeds or not. We don't know.
sure,
We don't know Wayne.
right?
We have no idea who Wayne
Yeah,
is.
we don't win. No, we don't win.
So
He does wear a cowboy hat now.
Wayne does have 14 years of experience. So
I have his other roles in the premium cigar industry.
so all of these things are very possible. He could become very successful in PDR. If
Sure.
he doesn't,
okay.
is the next job better or worse than the regional position at Placencia?
If he's not successful,
Correct.
probably worse.
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 Worse. Okay. That was my question. I agree. I think the same thing.
So would there be a president of sales at PDR?
Of course.
So then the national salesman would answer to the vice president of
Correct.
sales. The vice president of sales answers to the. There's a lot of people at PDR. I can see how they could help their pricing situation.
Possibly. I mean, or there isn't.
Right.
Maybe his next job is president of Wayne Cigars.
Could be.
Oh man, that's an even tougher role. Getting in, selling your
But
own
it's less pay, though.
Oh yeah, well you yeah, I can argue cash flow expectations. It's very difficult.
All right, he also served as sales representative for Hiram Solomon before being anointed to the role of general manager. 2018. He also spent just over 2 years as a sales manager for General Cigar Company.
Okay.
We're very happy to welcome Wayne to the team, said Abe Flores, owner of PDR Cigars, in a press release. I look forward to working with him and building on our strong foundation for the future. His experience and vision will be key as we continue to grow and innovate with PDR.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing what Wayne does and how that goes.
Yes, congratulations, Wayne. We wish you all the luck,
Yes.
no matter what we said.
Oh, we didn't say anything bad. We just said,
No, we were just laying it out.
okay.
Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth.
Houghton Young is launching the Midnight Hammer on July 14th.
Midnight Hammer.
A new limited edition from Houghton Young is named after a recent U.S. military operation involving B-2 stealth bombers.
Mm-hmm.
Midnight Hammer is a 6x60 torpedo made with a Mexican San Andreas Maduro wrapper covering a binder and filler blend of Nicaraguan tobacco.
Yeah.
The Midnight Hammer has an unfinished shaggy foot, and the cigars are rolled at the Tabacalera CM factory in Nicaragua. Each cigar has an MSRP of $16, and 2,000 cigars are being released in 4-count bags. The new limited edition is named after Operation Midnight Hammer, a June 22nd U.S. military operation involving 7 B-2 bombers that bombed 3 different nuclear sites in Iran. According to the USA Today, the operation was first known operational, the use of 30,000-pound bunker busters, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to know all that. So here's the question.
Okay. Well, you have a question.
I have a question.
Oh, you're tired of me asking questions.
No, I just have a question
Okay.
because that's why I pulled this.
All right, good.
How did they come out with this so fast? With less than 30 days, they're rolling out a cigar named after Operation Midnight Hammer.
You already have a cigar on the pipeline.
Yeah.
Still, can you get packaging and stuff that fast? I mean, basically in 2.5 weeks.
I think that Carney can do it. I think that it can be done fast.
Yeah?
You know, there could be some hiccups. There's always hiccups in the cigar industry, but I think it could be done.
Well, you said it was only 2,000 cigars.
Right. So what we're saying is they had a cigar ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're going, they 3 weeks till shipping. It's all packaged, it's ready to go. And they go, hold the presses.
No, I don't think they made it that far.
It's probably something aging.
Hey, let's work on a blend.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to call it? I don't know. Let's work on a blend. I think that that's the right way to do things anyways. I have no idea what the name is for anything, realistically, unless I have a story in my brain that I'm thinking, I want to link this to a cigar. But realistically, when it comes to creating something, it's like, hey, I see a need for this. I personally have a need for this particular cigar. That's how I create a cigar.
Right.
Right?
Name comes last.
Name comes, I'm not thinking about the name, That's my process, right?
Okay.
So let's say hypothetically that they created hey, let's make a cool cigar, right? And I want it to be a torpedo or a bellicose or something.
Well, this is a 6x60, so it's already
Yeah.
a bigger cigar that
Yeah.
could represent a bunker buster bomb.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're thinking, and going that direction, and it's kind of military based as far as Houghton Young and stuff.
Sure.
I'm thinking missile anyway.
So they're sort of bullet looking anyway.
Yeah.
And
then
they make bigger ring gauge anyway.
right, and then opportunity comes, boom, right? Like realistically, the band is probably just Houghton Young,
Yeah, that's what it
Right.
looks like on the AI.
All right, so your band was going to be Hoon and Young regardless.
Right.
So now you're only talking about a secondary band if you add a secondary band.
Probably. Yeah,
well, I
they
was
probably
thinking more
won't.
take time to make the Ziploc bags it's going in. It's going in 4-packs. So they're going to be in those fresh packs.
Okay.
So you got to have all those printed and made to say Midnight Bomber.
What if they just say Hoon and Young? They don't have to necessarily say that.
Well, somewhere it doesn't have
Midnight
to say
Hammer.
Oh, whatever. Somewhere it's got to say Midnight Hammer.
Yeah, maybe it just says it on the secondary band of the cigar.
There's cigars that are named something that don't have any name on the packaging or a secondary band, right?
Right, but if you want this to sell as Midnight Hammer, you better have a Midnight Hammer on that package somewhere.
Like a stealth bomber.
Stealth Bomber, a Black Hammer, something.
Better be careful with Hammer. Padron may be talking to you.
Okay, maybe it's like a sickle.
What
Hammond
about,
sickle hammer?
let me ask you this. Do you think it's a good marketing strategy?
I think it follows their what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, they're military based, veteran owned. You know, why not?
Okay. Do you think it's a good marketing
Yeah,
strategy?
yeah, for 2,000 cigars, sure.
Yeah, I think it's a good name for a
Yeah,
good
it's
run.
a quick run.
Okay.
We're in and out.
Next question.
God forbid the thing went bad.
Right.
Yeah, we blew these up and then put them in the bag.
Okay. Now,
Okay,
I
next
like
question.
using AI for things. I like
Right.
AI for imagery and all these other things. I think
Everybody
that's
does nowadays.
it's fun. It's entertaining.
Right.
You know.
It's fast.
Okay. Do you think you should use an AI image for a new cigar that you're selling?
Now that I don't. Okay, first I didn't notice that it was AI. I mean, when it came through, I just sort of looked at it. I didn't really pay attention.
How did you
to it.
not notice?
Well, I didn't pay much attention to it, but when I was pulling the story and I saw the photo, oh, it's quite obvious it's an AI photo.
So, do you think that you should use AI as an image for your cigar?
No, if they had these cigars already made, why couldn't they take a picture?
Right. Do you think they should use AI?
Slap a band on one of them.
For 2,000 cigars again, sure.
Okay, well, I can tell you that if you go to Half Wheel, and please go to Half Wheel and take a look at the Hooten and Young press release. It's got a shaggy foot, and it looks like a fucking squid. Is what
Yeah, I was gonna say the shaggy foot is all dangly
Yeah,
things.
it-
Like it's got strings cutting.
it's
coming
not
off of it.
like a real authentic kind of an image. You know, I get that it was probably put together relatively quickly.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what we were discussing earlier. I mean, that's probably why they did it.
I understand why they did it,
Well, and Carney's big with the AI stuff.
and Carney is big with the AI stuff. But the real question is, should they have done it? Is the question.
No, they
Proper-
should. I mean, if they have the cigars, they should have taken a picture of the cigar.
Okay, and for you?
I mean, proper process. Yeah, you're completely correct. I mean, I don't think they should have done that, but they were trying to get it out quick because what if somebody else capitalize on it, or the nostalgia or the excitement of it is already gone.
All right, but you could have just launched the image of it with a band. You
You
didn't
could
have
take
to.
a picture of the cigar. If, like Mikey said, they already had the cigars made, they were gonna call it the Big Foot or something.
Yeah.
What the hell was
Yeah.
they gonna call it? Or
I mean-
the Shaggy or something.
You could have done the press release with just an image of Hooten and Young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Carney's just trying to do something different.
Yeah, I'm
But
not.
yeah.
Look, again, I'm not begrudging somebody
No,
for
no.
trying
Yeah.
because I think that that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, you need to push the envelope to kind of test things and see what the response is.
Right. See where you stand. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, but I'm always going to ask the question: was it the right move? Now, who the hell are we? We're just, we're just,
Yeah, just three knuckleheads sitting here talking.
yeah, and,
Right.
but but we have opinions,
Sure.
and I'm looking at that image and I'm thinking, oh,
Yeah, it looked pretty cartoony.
Carney has to tell me, hey, look, I'm making a cigar. It's a Hoot and Young, and we're gonna call it Midnight Hammer, and I'm gonna say, damn it, you got me, I'm in, right? Like, I don't have to. First of all, I'm gonna support Carney regardless,
Right.
All he's got to do is reach out. Hey, this is a new cigar. It's coming out. We'd love you to have it. Okay, cool, bro. We're in, right? I don't think that. I just think that it kind of discredits it. It almost diminishes the value of it in that AI aspect.
You'd be surprised how many people don't catch that it's AI though.
I'm sure that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is only 2,000 cigars.
So what?
No, but I'm saying that's, something like this. Yeah, I don't think it matters much on the AI image. But if it was,
Have Juan at the factory pick one up in his hand, have him take a picture,
Yeah,
send it to me. I cut the background off. I don't see his hand anymore.
Right.
Boom. There's the cigar.
yeah. You could totally do that.
Lay it on a pile of tobacco and take a picture.
Look, I don't care if it's one cigar or it's 10 cigars or if it's 1,000 cigars or 10,000 cigars. For me personally, if my name's on it, I always want to look back and say, what could I have done better?
But again, it's traditional, right? The methods you guys are talking about, and Carney is trying to vamp these companies that he is with now. So
100%.
That's true. Maybe he's trying to get people to do AI pictures of their
Which I
cigars.
agree with. I agree with pushing the envelope.
right.
But I also ask the question: was it the right approach? And you said no. You said, what did you say?
I said it,
He's okay with
that
that.
I was okay with it.
So
yeah.
you said yes.
Yeah.
Right, and that's my point of this conversation.
Yeah, so it's half a half.
Yeah, I lean towards no more. I want to see if you can either produce the image with the cigar. Great. If you can't produce the image of the cigar, I don't know if I'd use AI at that point. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Or use whatever the logo is going to be for the Midnight Hammer.
Correct. America, an eagle carrying 2 ARs.
Right. All right, Michael, we need a name.
A bald eagle. Eddie Martell.
Bing bong.
Ooh, some good names this week. Placencia to implement tariff-related price increases next week.
Okay.
Nothing new about that. Next week, Placencia Cigars will increase the prices of its cigars in a move the company says was instigated by the Trump administration's tariffs on foreign-made goods. In an email, Ed Belio, is that how you say his last name?
Emilio?
Belio. B-E-L-L-O?
Bello?
Belio?
Bello.
Yeah.
Bello.
CEO of Placencia Cigars. He must know the guy that no longer there.
We're glad Wayne's gone.
Told Half Wheel that the changes will result in an increase between 32 to 47 cents on the wholesale price of each cigar.
Okay.
The increase will go into effect on Monday, July 7th. As you're aware, recent changes in U.S. international trade policy have resulted in new, higher import tariffs being introduced on goods from countries where Placencia cigars are proudly crafted, said Bailio in an email. While we have worked diligently to absorb these rising costs, which we have managed to do during these past several months, the scope of the new tariffs has made it necessary for us to now implement an adjustment in our prices.
Okay. So it's kind of inevitable.
Right.
Everybody thinks that they know what the prices increases are going to be on tariffs, arguing that it's either 5% or so, but realistically it's going to be 10%. I understand the logic behind why people say it's going to be 5%. It's not going to be 5%. It's going to be more.
It's odd that I'm sorry, Boots. It's odd that they gave a semi-specific amount. I mean, it was 32 to 47 cents. They didn't say 3%, 10%. They didn't even say 30 cents. They said 32 to 47.
Yeah, it's because I think the reason why that is because it's hard to determine what the percentage of price increase is as far as cigars, right? So, like, you don't know what they're importing it as far as their overall cost. If they're importing it at $4 and it's 10%, then then it's 40 cents. Well, if they wholesale it at 8 or 7 or whatever the case may be, that's not 10%, right? It would have had to be 70 cents at that point. So, like, you don't know what they're determining the cost of the product coming in is.
Right.
As a manufacturer, you can call it whatever you want as far as your cost, right? This is what it cost me. Here's my cost.
And they can raise it again once the number comes out.
They could say, hey, it costs $2.
Sure, yeah. I mean, say whatever.
They own the factory.
Right.
They own all of those things. They can dictate that price. So, what is that percentage? Well, I'm not telling you that because it's not the wholesale cost.
Right.
Yeah. Now, if it was the direct wholesale cost, it's easy to say it's 10%, right?
Well, they're saying that it's going to go up 32 to 47 on the wholesale price.
Right. But they're not saying that it's up 10% on the wholesale price.
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So if it increases the wholesale price 32 to 47 cents, you're going to pay 90 cents more for that cigar.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So are we keystoning tariffs? Yes. That's your answer.
Have they come with a date yet when this is going in effect, the tariffs?
They've gone into effect.
Oh, okay. They
Yeah,
just
they're
haven't
already
set a number.
Well, here's what's crazy is there's two scenarios that it's going on that nobody's really talking about. And we kind of dabble in this on our upcoming skip shows, but Black Label got pelted right before the show. They had an importation come in and they had to pay 19% or something like that.
Whatever the high one was.
Yeah, because for those 4 days or whatever, when they
Right, just bad timing.
yeah, like boom, whacked, right? Then it went down to the 90-day arguable,
10% or whatever
10% tape, and we're gonna chill. Well, guess what? That 90-day conversation is about over. Come end of July, I think.
I think it's when it goes.
April, May, June. Yes, at some point in July.
According to July, it goes back to 19.
Well, we don't know.
Oh, it's true. Just the 90 days is up.
Right.
Right.
So do you think this affects stocks of retailers and stuff based off of how these numbers are moving? Like cigar companies aren't going to want to import and export based off of these tariffs, because if it's a moving number, if it's 19% right now, they're going to say, okay, hold on, let's wait another 90 days.
That may happen. I think that as far as like insider baseball is concerned, if the manufacturers and brands had the ability to import product before the tariffs, they did.
Right.
That's why I argued before when you talked about things kind of staying the same for Q1 as importation. That could actually mean that importation is going to be down. Some of those guys got ahead of the curve, dropped the stuff into the U.S. before the tariff went into play,
right.
And then they're going to slow their importation moving forward for the remainder of the year. Right?
Right.
And then
wait and see what happens with the tariffs.
Right. And then we're talking about recession. Like, oh, things are pulling back. Yeah, of course things are pulling back. Right. So, yes, and then also, yes, I think that we also saw, I definitely heard quiet rumblings of people who were expecting to receive things from China when they were at their highest point. Boats were waiting before they made it to port. They were staying on.
Oh, sure. They'll circle out in the water.
Right.
Somewhere.
We're going to hang tight until something changes because we believe something is going to change. Someone's going to move. There's going to be negotiations, whatever that is. Right. So could you see that in the cigar industry? Yeah. Hey, we're at 19%. All right. Well, how much? Somebody's got to move. There's got to be a break. All right. Well, let's hang tight. Now, how long can you hang tight for?
Right.
Right, because it's a perishable good.
Is it not only that, it's demand.
Demand, yeah.
If the product is out of stock, look, if your product is out of stock for 60 to 90 days, your retailer replaces that.
Oh, sure,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
All right, well, you're not getting it right now, so hey, I'm going to put something else on the shelf. You just lost the shelf space.
Right.
Exactly.
So not only do you lose the shelf space, but now somebody's got to go back and fight for that shelf space. Hey, we got this back in stock.
Right.
All right, well, I got to clear something else out. I got to move something else. I got to figure out where I'm
I
going
got all
to.
these midnight hammers over here.
Did you see these midnight hammers? Right, exactly.
Look
They
at the
look like
octopus.
squids.
Yeah, they're squiddy. They're squiddy. Yeah. So that's the whole game that's about to happen in the next, I would say, Q3 of this year. Well, Q1, what are we at? Q3, yeah.
Q3.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
It's time for What's the Score?
the
The
best
game
part.
that's sweeping the nation. I'm going to read you sections of a half-wheel review, and you will guess the final score based on the info I give you. Now, we start with the reviewer and what the cigar is. You guys ready?
Yes.
Ready.
All right, first cigar, Tatuaje Brown Label Especials, reviewed by Charlie Minato.
Okay.
The review was done May 6, 2011, so this is our old one for the week.
Okay.
Okay, Tatuaje.
Wait.
Oh,
Boots?
that's right, sorry.
Boots goes first.
Oh, we're doing a number off of. Okay.
Yeah.
Charlie,
Yeah.
Charlie.
I'm gonna go.
That's why, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 88.
Fuck, that's a good number. 87.
All right. Tatuaje Selección de Cazador Especiales. Vitola is a Lancero.
Okay.
It's a 7.5 by 38. The wrapper is Ecuadorian Corojo 99. Binder Nicaraguan. Filler Nicaraguan. Country United States.
Made in the U.S.
Made in the U.S.
Okay.
Factory El Rey Los Habanos Inc. MSRP is $10. Time and humidor. And now he's got this is an old one. There's a lot of other information. He even talks about what cutter he uses, what lighter he uses. He drank a Coke. And it took him 1 hour, 50 minutes to smoke.
Okay.
All right. The wrapper itself, not the cigar. Oh, wait. Do you guys want to, do you put in a score after I tell you what?
Yeah. Do you want to change anything?
No, I think that's good. I mean, the size of this cigar doesn't matter.
Sure. It's a Lancero.
Yeah.
I'll stick at 87.
The wrapper itself, not the cigar, is soft to the touch and somewhat delicate, giving off an acidic leather aroma with an apple aroma underneath.
Boots.
I'll stick 88.
88. Michael?
Apple aroma underneath.
There's a lot of flavor descriptions with Charlie.
Charlie's next.
It's hard to give you guys something that was not a mention of a cereal or a nut or a cookie or.
Do I want to change based solely on that? I'll stick 87.
All right. Second clue. Cold draw is a bit tight with berry, nuts, earth, and cocoa and an orange peel taste on the finish. The Zykar's dual flame lit this up a bit quicker than I would like, quickly filling the air with woodsy, berry, and cocoa notes, then the first puff.
Boots.
I don't think that's enough to change. I'm going to stick at 88.
I think Boots is in trouble. I think the tight draw is going to be a problem. I'm going to stick with 87.
So you didn't change either?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay. Third clue. Draw is tight with average smoke production, but it seems to be loosening.
Okay.
It's by far not the least exciting portion of these specials, but there aren't any real complaints.
The least exciting?
It's not the least exciting.
Where you at, buddy?
I'll go to 86.
Yeah, I knew he was going to drop. I set him up for that. Should I have dropped to 86 is the real question.
Then you'd be both at 86.
Well, you said I can't do that.
I don't remember how we finished it. But we talked about that on a different show.
I'll say 87.
87, 86.
Yes.
All right. The final thought was edited as he mentioned his final score.
Okay.
Okay. It's by no means the strongest, but it is medium full in body and the flavors are mature. They aren't overbearing and for the most part is relatively easy in terms of the division, but when it comes to the details, they are quite good. It's not my favorite Pepin Lancero, but it's definitely one of the better ones out there.
Boots.
God. I'm going to stick at 86.
87.
89.
Oh, man.
Yes. Half a point for me.
All right, second
Charlie's
cigar.
hard to read.
Oh, he's the toughest one.
Oh, he's toughest. And everything
He's-
he just talks about all the flavor stuff.
Charlie for sure is the toughest. The final thoughts mean absolutely nothing to me. He can be like, "This was the
Right.
greatest cigar I've ever had."
Right,
72. Yeah, I mean, like,
All right, the next cigar is the Island Jim Barber Pole number 2.
Island Jim Barber Pole number 2. So this just came out.
Just came out by Patrick.
Oscar Valladares, right?
The date is July 3rd, 2025.
Oh man, that's fresh.
Yeah.
By Patrick. Okay, Boots.
I'm going to go 89 on this.
87. I'm sticking 87 today.
You guys are playing the averages.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
It's okay.
Country of origin, Honduras. Factory, Oscar Valladares Tobacco and Company.
Okay.
Wrapper is a Honduran, Connecticut seed, and Criollo.
Okay.
Binder, undisclosed. Filler, undisclosed. 6 inches by 52, round, $13. Release date, April 2025. Number of cigars smoked for review, 3.
Okay. Boots, does that change anything for you?
No, I'm sticking
I think
89.
I'm going to go 88.
88. All 3 of the Island Jim Barber Pole number 2s are rolled firmly with nothing more than an occasional spot with a bit of give.
I'm sticking 89.
A bit of give.
That's what it says.
87.
And Boots, you staying at 89, you
Yep.
said?
Yeah.
Right. Even though I could, in theory, smoke the cigar without taking any of the head off, the cigar's air movement, as is, feels tight, and I don't think it would be able to get sufficient airflow, so I clip off most of the darker portion of the head.
So you had to readjust on the cut.
88.
Ooh, boy. Spongy, but clogged.
Right.
Interesting.
Well, it has an open end because it's tapered at the end, so it's
Right.
open. So you don't have to cut it, but he felt it was too tight, so he did cut it.
I'll go 87. I'll stick 87.
So neither one of you have changed it to
No,
your
I
original
changed to
score?
88.
Oh, you're at 88.
Yeah.
You picked 87 from the beginning?
Yes.
I think so.
All right, 87, 88. All right. The flavor continues to get sharper, though it never reaches the point of delivering a sting. There are not a lot of changes outside of a return to a cornflakes flavor, making for me petty tame progression to the finish of the cigar.
Okay. Boots.
Sometimes I just don't understand these descriptions.
I know you don't.
I'm sticking 88.
Okay.
The whole point of picking these.
So
these
he's saying
flavors.
sharp but one-dimensional. I'm going to go 86.
The Island Jim Barber Pole number 2 delivers a perfectly enjoyable smoking experience, though one I feel pretty confident that I won't have much memory, of by this time next week. The flavors are pretty tame and agreeable, just not particularly memorable. I felt like every puff was pretty much the same combination of bread, cereal, and pepper, with some creaminess added in for a bit of variation in the second third. The construction is good, though the combustion in the second half has its challenges, which I'm a bit surprised by given the uncapped head, but at the same time, it seems to be, he had a long sentence, seems to be fairly common in cigars these days. I certainly enjoy the Island Jim Barber Pole number. Oh, this is the final thought.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'll just keep going. I think it would be a cigar that a good number of cigar smokers would enjoy, but if you're looking for a dynamic range of flavors and layers of complexity, this cigar doesn't seem to deliver on that request.
Boots.
This guy always rates things higher than what I think.
Okay. So go up.
I'm at 87, right?
No,
I'm
you're
80.
you're 88.
Okay, 87.
Fuck.
And what are you at?
I'm at 86.
Oh, I lost track. I always do by the second one.
I'm gonna say 86. I may have fucked myself by going too low. Go ahead.
86.
Oh, yes! My God.
1.5 points for me, and the gap has officially widened.
All right, listener of the week, Fran Saletto, for submitting this week's Patreon Cigars to review.
Mjolnir the Crusher.
Shop of the week, Ramsey Smoke Shop, where Michael will be on July 19th.
Yes. Please come out, Minnesota. Let's go.
Michael, we need a name. One last name.
Oh, final name. Jose Torres.
Bing bong.
All right, guys, it's been episode 395. We'll see you next week. We got to go do the Patreon.
Thank you very much, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Why did the timer end at 99?
Welcome to the Cigar Hustler Podcast, the show brought to you commercial free.
But a massive shout out to our amazing patrons on the Patreon.
Thanks to your unwavering support, we're able to do unfiltered, unbiased opinions. All things cigars, personalities in the cigar world.
Your backing makes it possible for us to keep it real.
Our listeners, cheers to you.
If you would like to become a Patreon member, go to www.patreon.com and search the Cigar Hustler Podcast. That one up.